Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another podcast for children of Wilson Lane. Today, we're going to be focusing on chapters 9 through 12, in which we really start to really get into Lisa's story. We really start to really get to know all the characters of her story and really start to feel like what is going on for her and really understand, her life, her desperation, how desperately she really wanted to help her family and her sister. So I don't know why that my screen's not working in full screen, so I'm just going to show it to you in small screen. So before we got into the lesson, I wanted to show you some pictures. So some of you guys may remember them, these pictures from last year from the Yom HaShoah. But this is a picture. Let me try again to see if I could view in full screen. Sorry. And picture appear, and it doesn't appear. Okay. So this is a picture taken in Germany during World War II. I don't know exactly, what time period, if it was. I'm assuming it's post-Kristallnacht, but I can't be sure. And if you notice that there are several people, there are people who are on the floor. There are people who are looking at them, people who look like just regular people, and then there are also people who look like soldiers. So if we have to think about who the different people are, I want you to stop and think for a moment. Who are the different people that are appearing on this picture? Okay. So I'm assuming what you figured out is that the people in the red who are unfortunately looks like they're scrubbing the floor are the Jews. The people who are in the uniform over here are the Nazis. And the people around who are in plain clothes are what's called the regular Germans, who are unfortunately just standing there and smiling and looking on. Let's look at the next picture. So this picture I believe, was taken after Kristallnacht, but it could be at any point, in which unfortunately many, many Jews were arrested. If you notice, the people in the middle, which is why I circled in red, are the Jews. The people who are walking right next to the Jews are the Nazis. And then unfortunately, the people on the side are the Germans. Okay, let's look at one more picture. Similar here, we have Jews. We have Nazis walking, guarding the Jews, and then we have the Germans. So the question that we want to ask pretty much is, how do we judge people who stand by? So there's two words that I want to kind of talk about right now. There's a bystander. A bystander is someone who, unfortunately, as can be seen in these pictures, who are just pretty much standing by, smiling, laughing, enjoying the fact that these Jews are really struggling. In this case, just watching, not doing anything over the fact that these Jews are being basically, marched to who knows where. They're not doing anything. They're not necessarily doing anything, to hurt the people, but they're not doing anything to stop them from being hurt. An upstander is someone who makes a positive difference in the life of an individual or a group of people. It's someone who saves people or who helps people not get hurt. I'm sure you could think of in your own personal life situations where maybe, you were, someone wasn't being nice to you, and then someone basically stood up and protected you and helped you. That's an example of an upstander. A famous upstander during the Holocaust was a woman named Irina Sendler. She's an unsung hero. We don't really know so much about her. And what I want you to do right now is you're going to pause the video, and on Schoology, under the chapters 9 through 12, there's a link to this website. And I'd like you to please read this article right now by Irina Sendler. So you're going to press pause, and you're going to read the article. So press pause. Okay, and welcome back for reading about Irina Sendler. I'm sure you really had a chance to really read about this most amazing woman who really helped so many people. What you're going to do right now is that you're going to create a story about an upstander in the Children of Wilson Lane. You've met many people at this point who really stood up and helped the Jews. So first of all, you can't use Mrs. Code and the cook in this situation because it has to be someone who's helping the Jews during this time. And what you're going to do is that you're going to follow the format that's on this website. You're going to find a picture. Now, clearly, you're not necessarily going to actually find a real picture because some of these people are mythical characters. They're not necessarily real. But you're going to find a picture that represents that person. And you're then on Google Drive, on Google Sheets, really. You're going to write sheets. You're going to on Google. I don't know why I'm blanking. Yeah, Google Docs. I don't know why I was blanking. On Google Docs, you're going to write 2 paragraphs. Okay. Paragraph number 1 is going to be a paragraph summarizing his or her contribution. And paragraph 2 is going to write a personal story um, of how they helped someone. And it all needs to be based what you read in the story. So, for example, let's say you chose to do Mr. Hartsey. So you could do about the fact that Mr. Hartsey. So in your first paragraph, you could talk about how Mr. Hartsey, he was, worked in the Bloomsbury house. He worked very hard at helping place children who arrived in the kinder transport. Even despite the summer months, he slaved at his desk to really help placement. Right? We learned all that information from the Children Well Lane. Paragraph 2, paragraph B would be told from the point of view of Lisa, which you're going to describe how he personally helped Lisa. About the fact that, this woman, Lisa Jura, came and he first found her replacement in the captain's house, but then you're going to talk about how she, was not happy there and he found, her place in Wilson Lane and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all of the A and B all have to do with the fact that what you read in the story. And then after you've completed this, you're going to post this on Schoology on Children in Wilson Lane chapters 9 through 12 work. And then when you're done with that, you're going to finish your timeline. Okay? Then after you've done this, you're going to finish your timeline. So just to review, we've had a chance to really learn about what it means to be a bystander and upstander. In the Children of Wilson Lane, we really had a chance to meet many bystanders and upstanders. You're going to choose one of the upstanders in the Children of Wilson Lane. You're going to write a 2-paragraph summary about that, one summarizing his or her contributions as a whole, and then 2, a personal story about how they helped a particular person. And then you're going to add to your timeline. This is Kurt signing off. And why is this not stopping? Ooh, hello, stop please.